welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. I've got a packed video for you today. You are not going to want to miss this one. I have 3 orders to fulfill. I am still trying to catch up on orders, you guys, so be patient with me. If you have an order out there, I will get it to you. But not only are we doing these 3, we are giving away the Resiners Airless Pro. I think that's what it's called. I think that's what it's called. The Resiners, the newest one, the bubble remover. We're giving that away today. I'm so excited for you guys. So we're going to try it out, and I thought this was the perfect video because I need to mix separate times in separate amounts. So we're going to try that. So I've got it all set up here. But before that, I want to shout out to Radana. Radana sent me some mail, and it's working out beautifully. She sent me 2 packages of these. And these are the backing. She was like, I hope they fit the back of your little picture frames that I've been making so often. And they didn't fit perfectly. Here's the picture frame. This is what they look like. However, I can make it work, and I did make it work. The picture cutout here is the perfect size for this frame. This is just too big. So what I have done already, I cut it down, I taped the sides up, and it's gonna go in there just like that. So we don't have to acetate it and get the acetate all yucky, so your photo will go like that. So I have these for Meg. I'm doing one more for Meg because they bought a new puppy. I'm so excited for them. So they need another frame for their little, I think it's a Yorkie. I love Yorkies. You know I do because of my little peanut head. But I think it's a Yorkie, and they named it Rosie. And she wants a red picture frame for Rosie. This is also one of Meg's. I did several of them. I'll get you a picture of all of them in the end when they're all finished. But now I can use these. So Radana, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is so much easier than trying to cut that acetate and staple it and glue it and everything. So thank you. It's going to work out wonders. This one is going to be for Jennifer. And she wants purple. She wants the edge dark purple and the center light purple. Kind of like the one I did for Deborah a while ago back in the pinkish purple family. But Jennifer has let me, she kind of wanted a bloom, and I'm like, well, I don't know how a bloom's gonna look. It's a square, mold. If you don't mind and you want to be the guinea pig, I can try a bloom for you. So she said, go ahead. So I'm so excited to do that because I want to see what the bloom looks like in a square tray. So she was going back and forth, and she told me to decide whether I wanted to drip alcohol ink swirl and then put the bloom in, or if she wanted just a clear bloom with the white petals and then back coat it in purple. So I chose back coating it in purple for her because that's originally what she wanted to do without the bloom. So we're going to give her that. I'm going to use my Unicone art, and this is the deepest purple that I have. We're going to paint that on the edges. This is getting done in holographics. I did 2 yesterday in marbling technique, and of course this little one. So we're going to mix up those first, get those poured. So I'm going to get this one out of the way for now since it needs special attention. So we're going to get this one and this one poured. So I need about 12 ounces of resin. So let's check out the Resiners air bubble remover and see how it does in the 12 ounces of resin all together. While my resin's mixing, I want to show you the bubble remover. It is a large container, and it was packed very well. So I'm going to repack this one when I'm finished. So whoever gets it should arrive pretty good. I'm going to leave the plastic on for you. So after you plug it in, let me get this unplugged. There is a part on the back. Oops. Get the back off. I did start suctioning it. Oh, I didn't let the air out. That's why. I started suctioning it, and I didn't release the air, so now it'll come right off, duh! So that's what I wanted to show you. On the back of theirs is this little plug. So you have to plug that in to make sure that the air, as you can see, I couldn't get the top off because I did turn it on for just a second. So make sure this plug is plugged in, and this is where you will release your air pressure when you're finished. So you'll just pull it back out and just let it hang there. So that's pushed in. You have your top here with your buttons. I don't have it plugged in, but I will show you. Let me plug it back in. So you've got your power button here, your AI function here. That's 5 minutes. You can hit 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I can't believe that you would need 15 minutes to do your resin. We're going to try 5 minutes and then it starts, or you can pause it right here if you want to. So this number here is going to be the pressure inside your tank. So we will watch that as well. So what I'm going to do is finish mixing the resin. I'm going to split it into 2 cups so it doesn't bubble over. 12 ounces won't fit in there anyway. I'm going to put it in my clear cups so you can see how well it works. So we will have 2 of them sitting in there. And yeah, let's test this. I'm so excited to give it away. I got to unplug this. Oh, nope, I got to plug it back in. Never mind, it's not sitting on the lid. And then we will see how hard or how easy it is to get the top off. The chamber is nice and wide. It should fit 2 or 3 of those cups. Let's check while we're waiting. Definitely, yeah, you could probably fit a 3rd one. Let me just grab one. You could fit 3 cups in there if you needed to. Whether it works or not, that's the test. So we're gonna see if it'll do 2 cups of resin. If it does, that would be so amazing. Okay, let me go grab the resin, get it split up, and scrape my sides and my bottom. Okay, I've got them both in there. They fit fine. I set it on 10 minutes. I don't think we're gonna need 10 minutes, but I'll let you know how long it actually does take. So I'm just gonna start it up so you can hear it. Whoops. Let me get the 10 and start. I did have to push down on the lid for just a second until it started pressurizing. So as you can tell, it's not loud at all. It's not like a vacuum chamber. Okay, I'm gonna put you on a fast forward because you clearly don't want to see this for 10 minutes, but you will want to see it anyway.
In our studio where colors blend, Michelle's creations have no end. From coasters bright to jars that gleam, she brings to life each shining dream. Glitz and glitter, watch them dance. In Michelle's hands they find their chance. Resin flows and sparkles play, crafting beauty day by day. Bowls have shimmer blooms that shine, each piece crafted so divine. With silver hues and shades of blue, her art reflects a vibrant view. Glitz and glitter, watch them dance. In Michelle's hands they find their chance. Resin flows and sparkles play, crafting beauty day by day. Pouring passion.
Okay, that ran the full 10 minutes and there's just a few tiny bubbles that are left. So I'm sure if you ran it 12 minutes, they would all be out. But since I'm using the mica powder and the glitter in there, I'm not gonna bother with that. 6 ounces is too much. I had to pause it, let some pressure out, but I only had to let the pressure out 1 time and then it was fine for the rest of the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and unplug the back to release the pressure. And all the bubbles just went away for there. So even if you had a few on top, they're gone. And then the lid pops right off and you've got your clear resin. So this one does a good job. It takes a little bit longer than the last one that I did for Isotyo, because Isotyo's was done in like 5 or 6 minutes, I can't remember. But that's that. So we got 12 ounces done in 10 minutes. I'm gonna start with the picture frame first and get this one done. I'm just gonna add, this is the best red that I have in mica powder. I know red is really difficult, but this one is true red. I will link it in the description with everything else that I link for you guys in case you are having a hard time finding red. So I'm just mixing this into a little bit of resin first, and then I'm gonna put the rest in there so it didn't go flying everywhere. And I opened up that second package that I thought was exactly the same from Radana for the picture frames, and the other one is all pink ones, so that was pretty cool. So you can use, oh, actually they're different colors, they're sitting right here. So this has all the different colors of the rainbow, not just the brown like the other ones. So that was a nice surprise. I'm like, this one looks a little strange, it doesn't look the same. So I opened it up and that's what it was. So you can match the actual picture frame if you want to. I will try to find a link for those if you are making these little picture frames. So you can use that too, so you don't have to struggle with all the acetate and stuff. Okay. If you want to enter the giveaway while I'm mixing all this, there's a link in the description box. It's the first link. I always put my giveaways first. Click on the link. You'll have to, I use an outside source because I can't physically do the giveaways. There's just too many people. So I do use an outside source. I don't even see who enters. And I don't even know who's the winner because all I see is their email. So it's definitely not rigged at all. Have no clue who your email are, who you are. So everybody gets entered. Let me just spray this with a little alcohol like I always do. So when you enter your email, it's going to ask you to verify your email, and all you have to do that is go to your email, click the verified, that way they know you're not a bot, and you're entered. And then if you want bonus entries, there's a few things to do, like subscribe to my channel, which would be great. I am trying to hit the 40,000, you guys, and once I do, we're gonna have a big giveaway into resin, or not into resin. Let's Resin has agreed, or they offered to give me the things to give away. So the 40,000 giveaway is gonna be exciting. So let's get me to that. I'm almost there, I'm almost there. I just need you to click that button. It's free for you. It's free, free, free. You don't have to pay. If you wanna be a member, that's different. You should be a member because you'll get your extra perks, and it's only the least amount, and you get all the perks is $1.99 a month, and you get pictures of my projects a week in advance of the video, so you know what I'm doing. You also get access to those pictures anytime you want if you're trying to recreate them, so you don't have to keep watching the video. And also, if you are a member of the channel, you get a 12-hour pre-sale notice for all of my goodie boxes, and generally 90% to 95% end up getting sold that way to my members. And I wish I could do more because I know the public, not everybody can afford to be a member, but unfortunately I can't. It's not that I can't afford to do more, it's I can't get more items in bulk that way because I'm just buying retail for you guys, and it's really hard to get more than 50 at a time. So if I can, I do. I think I did a beach box last year. I did 100 of them. I'm going to try to do that again. But if you are a member, you get first dibs to those boxes. So if you like mystery boxes, and a lot of you do, make sure you become a channel member. And like I said, it's $1.99 a month. It's like less than a coffee at your Starbucks. And it definitely supports my channel. This is a little extra. I'm going to save that for a moment. For this, I actually need to put it back into my container. I'm going to put 2 types of glitter in here, and then Elmer's glue. So really, we didn't really need the bubble remover, but I wanted you to see how it works on this much resin. So now that I just cleaned this out, I'm going to dirty it up again, because I want the glitter to be mixed all together and not in 2 separate cups. And she wants holographic, and I have 2 of them. I have a fine and a medium. They're both in my eBay store, which is also linked in the description box, where you can find the glitters, tons of glitters. I need to start doing like glitter of the day, because I don't push the glitters, not that push them, but I don't show you the glitters as often as I should that are in the eBay store. So I think I will be doing a glitter of the day. So today's glitter of the day, we have 2 today. Ballroom Dance Medium, Ballroom Dance Fine. They are both holographic glitters. So I'm just going to dump both of them in here. Lots and lots. And then we're going to do some Elmer's glue. So we're going to make a little glitter mix. And the Elmer's glue is going to make that glitter suspend throughout the whole pen organizer as it cures. And then she wants a name on this one. So I need a little bit more glitter because I can still see the blue kind of. Too much clear. Let's do a little bit of each. The fine. This looks really good on like tumblers. If you are burnishing it down to lay flat, you have a great holographic look. But we can't do that on this, so not gonna happen. This should be plenty of glitter. Oh yeah, that is plenty of glitter. I'm just gonna grab my Elmer's glue. I do 1 drop per ounce and I have 11 ounces in here right now. So I'm gonna do 11 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 drops. And that seems to be the perfect amount. This one holds 10 ounces of resin, so I will have a little bit left over. And it's starting to heat up on me because of the 10 minutes in that vacuum chamber, or I'm sorry, bubble remover. It is not a vacuum chamber, don't get me wrong. I don't want to misspeak. I'm gonna spray 99% alcohol down here and try to get it moved around everywhere to avoid bubbles. So far I've been doing pretty good with bubbles on these. I haven't gotten any in the rim. Hopefully we don't start today. Get that red off of there. And no marbling, we're just pouring this one in. It is really gloopy. If you haven't used this glue before, you have to like slice it off. And I'm just going to go around these edges and make sure it got everywhere. And it looks like it did. And fill her up. Then we're gonna start on the bloom. I'm really excited about that one. This is definitely warm in my hands. I would not have time to put it through the vacuum chamber again. This is even the epoxy, so the epoxy usually generally have 40 minutes to work with it, but I don't know, it's kind of warm. Well, I did 5 minutes of mixing, 10 minutes in there, and then the frame. So yeah, it's been out for quite a while. I'm just gonna dome this pretty good so we don't have to trim very much. There we go. I have a little bit left over, a little bit of red. I'm just gonna spritz the top even though I don't see any bubbles and get it moved out of the way. Let me find something to pour the extras in. This is gonna be one jam-packed video. So I got a little bit of red and a little bit of, what do I have in here? Probably an ounce. Let me find some molds. Let's do a couple pendants that I love so much. Water ripple pendants. We'll do a red one. Oh gosh, I hope there's enough. Just barely. I need to scrape, scrape, scrape. Just enough. Got that one, thank God. And I'm going to do a butterfly, I think. Squish a little bit of glue or alcohol in there just because this is so thick. We'll see what the water ripple butterfly looks like with holographic glitter. I do squish it down in there because of those tips of the wings. I don't want any bubbles in there. And if I have any left, which I'm pretty sure I will, we'll make a pendant or two. Make sure you guys are utilizing the discount codes because I know these things can be expensive. And any little bit helps. There we go, that's that. Let me move that. Oh, I have plenty for this. Actually, I could do a couple water ripple ones. I hope my flatback bales come in today because I can't. The ones yesterday are sitting here. I'm waiting for the flatback bales to come in so I could finish them off and get them in your gifts. Let me grab another one. We'll do this size. And then maybe I'll put the rest into the conch tray. I don't know. Yeah, why not? I don't need a million extras. This will eventually be a giveaway. I feel like I'm doing giveaways all the time, which is cool because I don't mind now. Now that I don't have to do all that work with the comments and counting emojis like I used to. That was so much work, you guys. So much work. And then trying to get the winners to answer. It was so much work. I'm so happy to use this platform. Plus, it gives you guys bonus entries. I couldn't do that. I can't figure all that stuff out. So, yeah, it is a great, and I don't mind doing giveaways all the time now because it's really nothing for me to do except set it up in their website and all you guys do the rest. All right, so there's that. Maybe we'll get this one filled up faster than we did the last time. I'm just going to take my long neck lighter, and you may not be able to see what I'm doing. I'm just popping the bubbles on the top of these. Okay, let me clean this up. I gotta get the glitter out of that. Oh, I forgot I don't like putting glitter in these containers. It's so hard to get out. So I'm gonna clean up my container. I don't want glitter in there for Jennifer's bloom. And then we're going to try out the machine again. And let me figure out how much resin that I want to pour for the first pour in there. And then we shall get started. All right, let's start the blooms. So like I said, I'm going to paint the sides with this mica powder. And as I'm sitting here thinking about that bubble remover, I was looking in their directions. I hope this is good enough. It's the only dark purple I have. It should be fine. And their directions say, because I just realized I needed to use 4-hour fast cure for this. And for high viscosity resins, which that's what 4-hour fast cure is, they're recommending 15 minutes in the bubble remover. And plus I need to do, this holds 17. I need to do about 12. And I don't have 15 minutes to work with that because it's only a 20-minute work time. And I still have to pipe it and do all that. So I am not going to do that. Maybe I'll do something small either today or tomorrow because this video is already going to be really long. And maybe do something with a couple of ounces of the high viscosity because I really don't want to ruin my resin in there. So I'm going to do it normally in my vacuum chamber because a regular vacuum chamber with the external pump is basically 5 minutes in there and it's for high viscosity. So I don't want to press my luck with this one, especially because I need so much. I mean, I wouldn't mind if I only needed like 3 or 4 ounces, but I really don't want to waste 10 or 12 ounces of high viscosity resin in there. When I do the back coat, I will use normal resin. I won't use the fast cure, and we'll use the machine again just to watch it. Maybe will take a little less time since I don't need 12 ounces to fill it back up. So we'll find that out. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking of that. So I always like to heat my 4-hour fast cure to 33 degrees Celsius. And people say, well, why do you use Celsius? Well, because that's how I was taught. And I just stuck with it. I mean, I think it's 95 degrees Fahrenheit, right around there, something like that. So if you want to use Fahrenheit, that's what it is. But I don't know. I just stuck with it. So I'm just going to get this painted on real quick, mix up my resin, get it heated, and then we'll do our white together.
hands, sticky gloves gripping, art in motion. Purple flowers swirling resin like an ocean. Frame red hot passion for Rosie's flair. Crafting love, holographic pens over there. Glitz and glitter, hearts in the air. Creating magic, time to share. Giveaway day, excitement flows. Bubble remover for the pros. Trace, shimmer, violet galaxies trapped, pouring soul in layers, every step mapped. Frame bold, crimson vibes, it's alive. Organized chaos, holographic strive. Resin ripples, dreams take flight. Colors clashing, shining bright. Tools of the trade, hearts ignite. Sharing the love, it feels so right. Glitz and glitter, hearts in the air. Creating magic, time to share. Giveaway day, excitement flows. Bubble remover for the pros. Trace, shimmer, violet galaxies trapped, pouring soul in layers, every step mapped. Frame bold, crimson vibes, it's alive. Organized chaos, holographic strive. Workshop vibes, ideas unfold. Resin treasures worth their gold. Art's alive, giveaway glow. Rosie's frame, love will show. Glitz and glitter, hearts in the air. Creating magic, time to share. Giveaway day, excitement flows. Bubble remover for the pros.
I got 12 ounces mixed up, and while I wait for that to heat up to 33, we're gonna mix up our white. There was something in here. Get that out. I use Ocean White by Let's Resin. I always have good luck with this, but you can use a lot of whites. In fact, I did a video a long time ago comparing 4 different whites and the outcomes of them, and they were pretty much all exactly the same. So you don't have to go spending a ton of money on your white. I'm gonna put 2 drops in right away because I always end up with 2 drops. This is about an ounce of resin, and I take mine to just past the transparent, right to the opaque point, but without getting too heavy. And I think this is a little more resin than I normally do because this is like skim milk. This is what you would use if you were doing it with regular epoxy, but because I'm using 4-hour fast cure and it's a thicker viscous, you can get away with a little bit more white. That way your color is a little bit deeper. Let's see what we got. Almost there. I actually can use another half a drop if there is such a thing. I'm going to do just a tad little bit more. Like that. And I think what I'm going to do, so you can see the bubble remover working with high viscosity, I'm just going to pull out like a little mold that'll hold 3 ounces. And we're going to put 3 ounces of the 4-hour fast cure through there today. So just get some popcorn, get comfortable, because you're going to be here a while. Let's see what we got. I stirred bubbles into here. That's why you're seeing bubbles. I'm at 31. I forgot to scrape my sides and bottom, and when I pulled it out of the vacuum chamber, that's when I did it. So now I have some bubbles in here. So while I have 2 more degrees, I'm just going to throw it through the vacuum chamber again real quick while I wait for the temperature to rise. I'm not going to bring you with me. You know what it looks like. Okay, we're at temperature. I'm going to go ahead and pour it in, and if there are still bubbles, which I think there are a few because I was worried about the temperature, I'll just use a heat gun and get those popped. Now, the best way to get a bloom, number 1, get your bubbles out. And they work the best on a thin surface of resin, like a thin layer. Like if you filled this whole entire thing up, you wouldn't get that great of a bloom. I mean, it would probably bloom, but it would be better if you just covered the surface. Let me see how, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a lot extra if I've made too much. Oh, I could put some more in. I just don't want to fill it all the way up. That's probably good. So I do have a little left. And if I have time to work with it, I will do something with it. If not, I don't know, I'll put it in my extras container over there. Because I do want to show you. Let me grab my heat gun. I'm just going to get the rest of those bubbles popped. Let me grab a stick. It's easier to pick them off the bottom and then pop them, so I don't have to go through that whole layer. Bubbles will hinder a bloom. It'll make it look like a lacy effect. So I definitely don't want them in there. That's better. All right, if you were going to use your alcohol inks to put your color in, now is the time, but I'm not going to do that. We're just going to do the petals right now and then back it with purple. I'm going to use my resin dyes that I just got because the color will last longer than an alcohol ink. Okay, my white's in the bag. I'm just going to cut the tip, and I think I'm going to do, let me spray this just to get those little surface bubbles off. I don't want anything on there. I was thinking about the petal. I think I'm going to do like a circle pattern. There's some bubbles coming out of these crystals. That's where they're coming from. But I want to start piping, so we're just going to have to deal with it. Hopefully they'll stay on these edges. I'm just curious to see the shape of it. If it's horrible, clearly I'm not going to give it to her and we'll go with her original plan. But I don't know. It'll be all right, I'm sure. Let's see. I'm just going to cut the top. I think I'm going to do the circle pattern that I've done before. And I'll do a swirl in the center. And then I'm going to do actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. I've never done this before. This could be a complete failure. I don't know. I was gonna go with the circles, but then it had all these little blobs in there, so scratch that. I'm just gonna cover everything because you're not gonna see it behind there anyway. But I want it behind the silicone portions. I'm not going to draw petals. I'm just going to let this do whatever it wants to do. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did this. Oh boy, I hope it's okay. Well, we shall see. I don't know, should I draw petals? I'm getting nervous. I don't know. I'm gonna put the heat gun on it for a minute. All these bubbles that popped up. Oh, you know what? I could use a long neck lighter. Let's do that. Actually, let me grab my other thing. I gotta get them popped. They're gonna bother me. This is like a little lighter I got from Walmart. It's not a torch. They are just popping up from these sides like crazy. I don't know. Let me grab a dotting tool. I do want to swirl my center. Like that. I don't know if I want to draw petals. Oh my gosh, I can't make a decision. I'm going to. Let's just do it. I'm gonna go from these edges. And then this way. Again, if it's a disaster, I'm not gonna make her take it. I don't know what it's gonna be like. Then I gotta re-swirl my center. And pop more bubbles. Just be careful with your torches if you're using a torch. You do not want to ruin a mold like this. Well, that's it. Let me find something to put this in. I probably have an ounce or two. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I have so much resin today. And then I want to do another one with you so you can see the 4-hour fast cure today before you enter the giveaway. If you don't want the machine, I don't want you to enter for nothing, but it should work. I just don't know how long it'll take. All these little bubbles are driving me nuts. Okay, well, that's all I can do for now. Let me put this in something and be right back. So for the extra, I have enough to pour this conch tray. So what I did was I put my white in there, and I'm just gonna marble some blue dye. So this is the sapphire blue resin dye. I'm just gonna put like 2 drops maybe in there. And then take your stick, give it a little stir, like that, and then pour. Let me spray this one first. It's really thick resin. And I'm just gonna let it do whatever it's gonna do, and we'll see what it looks like. Can't get my stick off the tray. Every time there's resin on it, it just adheres. I need to scrape. We are gonna have so many projects today. I gotta do one more like I promised. I think I'm gonna do my turtle tray because that holds about 2.5 ounces, so I'll mix up 3. And that's what I'm gonna do now. So I'll mix up 3 ounces of my 4-hour fast cure, which is high viscosity. And then I will put it in the Resiners bubble remover. So that's what you're going to be seeing next, and we'll see how long it takes to get the bubbles out of a high viscosity resin. So let me move that out of the way. I'm going gonna clean up my mess and we're gonna start a new one. And this is what I'm going to pour. And these are what I'm gonna use. These came in Happy Mail and I loved them so much when I did them the other day on that small turtle. I went on Temu and I ordered the whole line of them. So you could buy these individually. These were gorgeous. I just bought every color that they had. So I'm still waiting for them to come in. But until then, let me clean out this. We're gonna pour this and we're going to ombre it with those 3 colors.
Glitz and glitter lighting up the night, painting dreams with a shimmer so bright, rhinestones dancing, catching every eye. This is my moment, gonna touch the sky. Dipped in gold with a stroke of flare, diamonds shine in the midnight air. Glue and gems, they're my magic spell, turning the ordinary into something to tell. Glitz and gold with a stroke of flair.
We're at the 6-minute point. There's 3 ounces of the 4-hour fast cure. So I think they've improved it since their very first machine that they had out, because you would make more bubbles. So I wasn't very confident, but now that I see this working, it's gonna work. If you want to do like 1 coaster at a time, I don't know if it would work with 2 cups at 3 ounces each. I don't see why it wouldn't, but I'm gonna stop it now and release the pressure, and that should get rid of all the rest of those. And that looks pretty clear. So that is very impressive. They have definitely changed their design since the first one that they had, because you couldn't do this before. So you can do at least 3 ounces of your fast cure. All right, all I've done is add my colors. I didn't add a ton this time like I did last time. And last time, like, all the shimmer in them sunk to the bottom, but it made that turtle so pretty. Maybe I should have done that. Okay. I'm just going to ombre, get that out of there. I'm going to ombre from, let's do it sideways. From lightest to darkest. Let me get the blue in for it. And then this one in. And then I'll fill it up. We have so much unmolding to do, you guys. Let me just scrape my cups out. And this mold holds about 2.5 ounces. So it's a nice extras mold to have when you have 2.5 ounces left. I definitely use it for that all the time, as you guys know if you watch me for any period of time. I'm always doing this one because I always mix up too much resin. Oh, look at that. It's going to take all of this. That's strange. Maybe I don't usually dome it. It did spill one of the pendants that I poured over there next to me when I moved it, so one of those holographic pendants are not going to get unmolded in my water ripple. All right, that's it for that one. Let me pop these bubbles. Now we're just going to wait for curing on this flower over here. I've been popping these bubbles like crazy on the edges, but they're not in the bloom, so that's good. They're just coming up from that mica powder and resin meeting. They're definitely coming up there. The only other thing I want to do is just kind of blend these colors. This is going to be so pretty. All right, and that's it. So I'll come back as soon as we're gonna back pour that one with the purple dye. And I think that's it for today. I hope I don't over pour that one because I'm running out of extras molds that can take a lot of resin. Okay, BRB. It looked like it bloomed okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and back coat it. I do have a puddle of resin there from my paddle, so that's what that's from. All I did was mix up 6 more ounces of my 4-hour fast cure. I added in some crushed crystal, just a little bit, and then this purple resin dye. This one here, it's just called Violet. And it looks really dark. Don't worry, as soon as I pour it out on here, it's gonna get much lighter for her. So we're just gonna pour it right in the center. See, it got much lighter because it's not a thick coat. And I thought that the shimmer shine would just shimmer through those petals, at least in the negative space, if nothing else. And this should take all of it because I only put in, I think, 11 ounces and it holds 17. So I hope I don't have more extras. This video is getting to be a lot of stuff. What happened to the days where I would just do like one item tutorial? Those days have been long gone forever. But I don't mind. As long as you enjoy what you're doing, right? It's not work. Okay, it probably could have even used 1 more ounce, but it's gonna be good. I can trim that little edge off that it's going to leave, but it's almost to the top, like almost there. So if you wanted to mix up, like if you were pouring it in 1 pour, maybe 18 ounces to dome it, because it's not domed, so I will have a little edge, but it's definitely full, so that's good. And I could have mixed that. Actually, it might have not even put in 11 or 10. I don't know. I had like 1.5 ounces left over. I'm just going to spritz that, see how the light came, so you don't have to worry. Now I'm just going to turn the heat mat on, get this cured, and then we can undo everything. It is time to unmold. I did do the 2 pendants, and I put the bail on them. Since I just drilled a hole in each one, put a pinch bail on them. So those are done. Let's do the extras first. Here is the marbled conch tray. Oh, we didn't get much blue. It's all on the back. That stinks. That stinks. I do need to trim a little bit. I should have put a couple more drips in there. I was too worried I was going to have too much blue, and now we didn't get too much at all. All right, for this turtle tray, let's see how the ombre effect came out. Oh, that looks good. It's hard to see. That's much better, but you can't see his face on there. Not too bad. I like the sparkle. I probably could have put a little bit more in there, but it's not too bad at all. I don't usually do anything to this one. Sometimes I'll color the eyes, but that's about it. They're heart-shaped for the eyes to differentiate it from the back. But that's cute. Not too bad. Let's do the frame. And I've already cut the paper on the other ones. Red always stains your mold, always. There you are. So pretty. We're gonna jazz this up and put the backing on this one, and then all 4 or 5 of them are gonna be finished. I have unmolded the pen organizer because it is so hard to unmold. This is the holographics. What do you think? Not too bad. I can't really screw that up unless you get a bunch of bubbles in. So the one thing she did want, let me move these molds. She wanted this name on the back. I just cut it out with my Cricut. And I do need to straighten it a little bit because it looks like I don't want to put it on crooked, put it that way. That looks better. And we're going to put it right here. It's in black. And I hope I get it positioned properly. Okay, I just peeled the backing off. Now this is tricky because it's not exactly a level surface. Otherwise I will be like, I have to do it where I could see it. Sorry if you can't see. I want it to be kind of centered, but there's really not an actual center because it kind of goes up and then low. And that's where it's going. If I hate it, I'll have to peel it all off and start all over again. It's hard to pick a color because of all the colors in your holographics. There we go. There we go. I'm trying to see it from the side. I think I got it pretty good. Can you guys see? Hope so. I don't know what color would stand out more than the black, but I guess if you're sitting it down and there's no glare from the lights, you could see it perfectly fine. So that is the final one of the 3. If you didn't see the other 2, they were yesterday, and she wanted the silver, purple, and teal, so that's 1, and then teal, pink, and white. So we did a marbling effect on the 2 from yesterday, so check out that video if you missed it. And then this one was special for Karen Woods. All right, let's unmold this one, and let's see how that bloom turned out. Let me just try to move a few things out of my way here. I hope it turned out. It doesn't look like I needed to draw the lines because they kind of made their own lines, which is weird. So I was freaking out for nothing. I'm just gonna loosen all the edges. Oh, it's coming out pretty easy this time. We'll put this upside down so we can see. Ready? Oh, is that nice? That looks so much nicer than the back. I mean, of course it should look nicer than the back. The only thing is we have a lot more sparkle in the back. It didn't penetrate through the flower, but it does penetrate through the negative space like I knew it would. Look at that. That came out pretty. Thank God. I was so worried after I drew all those squiggle marks. How do you like the edge, the purple? Nice. So it's not as dark purple or as light purple, although you really can't see a whole lot. So I'll have to send her a picture and see if she's okay with it, because you can't really see a whole lot through there without a backing on it to see the light purple. It looks pretty transparent, but the flower takes up most of it. So we'll have to see what she thinks. What do you guys think? Do you think she'll like it? I hope so. All right, so the only thing I need to do is finish this off, and I'm just gonna trim around the edges. I'm gonna take a marker and highlight the filigrees like I have been doing. So if you missed the last few videos, I've been making her several of these in multiple different colors. And I did put the paper on the back of the 2 that she wanted the paper on. I just want to trim everything before I start because I don't want to cut my fingers while I'm working on it. And I will add magnets to the ones with the picture frames on the back. Like 2 are being used as a prop, I think, for photography, so I don't want to add magnets to that. But the ones that she will be using as a picture frame, I will throw some magnets on. Okay, and let's see. There's a little bit of gold popping through because of the last one I poured with gold. Didn't pull all the gold out, so I need to cover that. Whoops. My blade's coming loose. I'll cover that with the silver paint pen. So all I basically do is take a paint pen of your choice. I highlight. This one would actually look good with gold too, but I'm not quite sure which one she wants. So I tend to like silver, so I tend to pick silver for everything. Just highlight all these filigrees. And I'm gonna make sure I cover the bits that did pick up some gold. Not all of it, kind of like like a, what do you call it, dry brushing, except you're not dry brushing. I don't color it all in, I just go over the high points of it. And then I'm gonna grab some rhinestones for the corners. Now somebody asked me if I can explain how I use my rhinestone pen on a video. And I actually just read that email today while I'm making this video, and I just remembered, and I did tell her I would do it, even though I did try to explain the best I could in a message, but a lot of you may not know how to use it. So it was one that was gifted to me, and I absolutely love it. That's why she was asking what the parts were for and how you work it. So if you're new to rhinestone placing, you might want to watch this if you want to get this particular pen type that they sent me. Let me grab it, and the glue, the rhinestones, and the wax. I'm going to grab all the parts that it came with. Now I'm not going to take it apart because I did have a problem getting it together. So this pen is for diamond art, and it comes with 2 wax pieces, and then she didn't know what this was. This is just a silicone string type thing. This has 3 different tips you could choose from, but because I only do one at a time, I don't do diamond art, I'm always keeping this point in. So when you take this out, you will lay this underneath it. And basically all you do is shove your top on top of this underneath there so it can hold onto it. And then I just trimmed the edges off so they're not sticking out. So there is a piece of this silicone underneath there holding this top in. Now I typically will fill this with wax every time I start using it. So this tip is empty, okay? You just take the wax, open up the little piece of acetate it's in, and press the tip down into there. I usually do it twice, and then I pull the rest off. And then you'll have a piece of, you can't really see it, but it's inside there. Now because I use glue, I don't think they use glue with diamond art. I'm not really sure because I've never done diamond art. But because I use glue with mine, the glue will, in the evening after I'm done, just dry on there. So your wax will not work again because it's got glue dried on there, so it's no longer sticky. So that's why I change mine every single time I do my rhinestones. So I'm just going to take some rhinestones, the ones that I know fit in this frame, and you get yourself a little tray. And these trays are made for these, so if you shake it, more will turn over because they're not always turned over. And all you do is stick your glue where you want it. I will link this glue in the description box. I get asked that question the most, what kind of glue do I use? So it's always linked. So just take you hold it like this, it's very comfortable to hold, and you take your wax part and you touch the top of your rhinestone, and the glue will take it from the pen to the glue and hold it there. So all you do is just go around and place them where you want them. A lot of times I'll take a scribe or something that I have handy. If you need to move your rhinestone, you just place it where you want it, kind of push it down if you want to. So I'm just going to go through and put them where I always put them on this particular piece. I don't really change this one up because there's not a whole lot to change. Just make sure you're grabbing a rhinestone. This part is the one that's always hard to do because it's not really sitting on a whole lot. Make sure your rhinestones are facing up when you grab them because you want the back of your rhinestone obviously to be on the glue. That's why the tray is so you can shake them and more will face up for you as you continue on with your project. So it's very simple. It probably sounds more complicated than it is, but once you do it once, you'll know exactly what you're doing. And then just make sure you have enough glue to hold the rhinestone down. This glue is really good, really strong. strong. I've never had a problem. In fact, I've done an entire tumbler with rhinestones. It took me about 40 hours. I only did one. I'm never doing another one. Thank God it was for myself because I will never do another one. I don't have 40 hours anymore. That was pre-YouTube days. Oh, this one, I think when it's on the top of a filigree and there's not a whole lot to hold it, it needs a little bit of help to come off. And then you need to, whoops, did I not put glue? Okay, I need glue here. I'm talking too much, and glue there. And just pop it in there. Sometimes, depending on the size of your rhinestone, they will get stuck in your tray, and you'll have to just go grab another one. If you don't know why it's not coming up, it's just fitting too perfectly in the grooves. And that's it. That's all I do. Super simple, very, very comfortable to use. Ever since she sent me this one, I haven't used my wax pencils. You can use regular wax pencils like this, and then you just pick it up. That's what I was using. I have so many different kinds of them, but that one was really comfortable, so I just started using it, and I haven't stopped yet. And then you just take your tray and dump them. These rhinestones were almost exactly the size of the groove, so a lot were stuck in the groove, so dump them back in the container. I will link these. These are the ones I use a lot. I will link them in the description if you want to know where I got those from. And that's it. I'm gonna grab the paper. Let me grab it. Where did I put it? Here it is. Here's the two I've already finished. So I used the blue paper and the pink paper, and I taped the edges, cut it and taped it, and then I'll show you how I glued it on. Although this one's, it should be okay, but if one of the rhinestones fall off in the process, I'll just fix it later. So I'm just gonna grab a popsicle stick and make sure this opening has the opening up or down. This one doesn't really matter, it's the same either way. And I'm making sure that the opening is gonna go down. So I'm using E6000. And I just take a nice bunch and I kind of paint it down the three sides. Like this, just with a stick. And I did it the same way using acetate before these papers came. So these papers were like perfect timing for this order. So I'm just pushing this on there, flipping it over, making sure you can't see. It needs to go up a little bit so you can't see the cutout, which you can't. Then all I'm gonna do is put a jar of glitter or something. Let me grab a jar of glitter. Whoops, something heavy. Just for maybe 20 minutes until it dries. And that's the end of that. And I think we finished everything. I don't think I have anything left to do today. I think I've kept you long enough. All right, well, as soon as that's dry, I'm gonna get you a photo of all 5 of them. Yes, 5 of them. So check those out. I will get you pictures of everything we did today. And make sure you click on that link for the giveaway. Now, if you are out of the country, depending on it's probably gonna be about $50 to ship out of the country. I will possibly ask for half of that. I don't know. It depends on where you're at. I mean, I might cover all of it. Who knows? So make sure you enter. No matter where you're at, we'll worry about that when it comes. So far, over 7,000 have entered in each one of my entries or giveaways. And it's always been a US-based person, so I have nothing to go by at the moment about cost of shipping overseas. So yeah, just read everything in the giveaway and join. Why not? Give it a try. What the heck? You never know. You might win. All right, guys, thanks for joining me today. I hope you all have a blessed day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes. A radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story her colors tell. faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. Sparkly streams, her laughter flows like sunlit beams. With each stroke her spirit sings, a masterpiece of golden wings. She sprinkles joy like morning dew, in every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace, in her art we see his face. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story colors tell, faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. She sprinkles joy like morning dew, in every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace, in her art we see his face.